Hello, and welcome back to Voice of the Parrot. We are in episode 24, or technically 26 if you include the trailer and the pre-episode. And I am your host, Shasta Ray. I'm joined in the studio tonight by Zoltan, the podcast bird, and Bug, the scratch and dent show budgie. They are my two most well-behaved budgies, or birds altogether, of all the birds. And they seem to be having fun, just kind of hanging out. They've been chirping, and Zoltan loves coming down to the studio, so yeah, we're in for a good treat here. Bug has been getting very, very vocal since I got him, and he sings all day. In fact, when I carry him upstairs to put him to bed at night, he usually chirps and sings all the way up to his cage sitting on my finger, and he's chirping from the time I take his cover off of his cage in the morning. He's just a happy little guy. But he does not chirp exactly like the pet store budgies, so I'm hoping that maybe the microphone will pick up some of his weird noises. Sometimes he sounds just like them, but then he has some really unique noises that are just his. So we'll see what happens. I had a little bit of a busy day today, and I kind of got dehydrated, so I'm a little bit parched. So I hope I don't have too bad a vocal fry going on here. But yeah, I am kind of deviating from the norm. I always seem to be deviating from the norm. All this stuff comes up. But these are some announcements we're in for. Oh my gosh, we are in December. This is crazy. And we finished out November with 2 new countries tuning in to join the fun. And that was Lithuania and Switzerland. So it's really cool. Now, most of the time when a new country tunes in or finds the podcast, I only get a couple of listeners, but there's a few countries out there that's starting to beef up on the stats. Number 1 listener base is the United States, but then we've also got our number 2 country, which is India. So welcome everyone in India that tunes in every week. That is really super cool. And then, of course, as the month goes on, I see repeats on different countries, and then a couple new ones pop in from time to time. So that's always so much fun. So welcome everybody and all the new ones, and of course, everyone else who has considered themselves part of the flock. And once you listen to one episode, you're basically part of the flock here. So anyway, I've got some new developments. I am the old dog learning new tricks. Oh my gosh, holy cow. Setting up this little Voice of the Parrot brand, so to speak, has been a lot of fun, very educational, and I have to learn technology, so it's very challenging. But anyway, I have some announcements with all this and some new developments. So I've got the Voice of the Parrot TikTok channel all set up, and I have TikTok shop set up. So I am starting to take some of the same products that I sell in the Etsy shop, and they are displayed very nicely and neatly if you go to the TikTok channel. And the really cool thing about that is it allows me to do live stream, because once you are a seller on TikTok, they want you to sell stuff. So live stream, yay! So if you are a TikTok fan, be sure to go over to Voice of the Parrot and follow me there. I don't think I have any actual videos posted yet. I just have the channel set up, and I've got the shop set up. I don't have all my items set up in the shop yet, so that's an ongoing process, and it takes a little time. And then also, I am setting up an entirely third separate shopping website. So that is in progress, but it is not live yet. It will go live on my birthday, December 14th, right at 6:07 a.m. And I was born at 6:07 a.m. So that's when I set it to go live. I figured, why not? Great way to celebrate my birthday. That one's going to take a little bit of time to get up and going. I have to set up everything separately. It's a totally different website experience, but it gives me a lot of flexibility, and I can actually do memberships for you guys there. Also, it gives me the flexibility to sell to more countries than just the United States. With the Etsy shop, I'm selling to the United States and many times Canada, and on some merchandise, Australia. Not everything. And that's because some of the rules get really wonky on everything. So I found another company I found another provider to work with, and they provide all kinds of internet awesomeness. So I am working on some digital content eventually. I'm going to be working on some books eventually. I'll be able to sell those there. And then long-term goal is that I want to be able to sell some bird dietary awesomeness, some bird food of some sort, either my own bird blend or, a bird seed blend, or even actually some healthy products, like really, really healthy products for birds. So that's in the developmental stage, but you can look forward to that in the upcoming future, fingers crossed. Okay, that's at least my target goal. And then on top of all that, with all the technology stuff, one of the reasons it's been taking me so long is because the computer that I use to do all this work on is a complete dinosaur, and I mean mega dinosaur. So I am getting a technology upgrade. I need to do this through my work, and I use that work computer for the graphic work. So, gosh, I'm going to be upgrading that through the courtesy of my day job. Luckily, it's a very inexpensive upgrade, but it'll get the hardware going so I can run a little bit faster speeds and then get a little bit more produced during the day. It has been an utter frustration when you have a technology relic that you're working against at all times. And then it started just affecting my day-to-day work pace with emails and everything. So time to upgrade, but the good news is it should help me beef up all of my little online e-commerce stores for this particular podcast. And any and all of your purchases go to support the podcast. Everything is appreciated. Also, on this new website that's going to be opening up on my birthday, you can do your tips for the show there. So if there's really nothing that you're interested in purchasing, but you want to toss me an add a girl or toss one of the little feathered friends an add a bird, that sort of thing, everything goes to support the show and all the costs to put this on. Oh my gosh, it does get a little bit pricey with everything involved throughout the year. So everything's appreciated, and thank you in advance. 'Tis the season, right? I have a ton of really amazing gifts, and I am adding more all the time, including holiday ornaments. I've gotten a couple of orders already out there on the Etsy shop, so that's always good. It's a very slow ramp up on a new Etsy store. You have to stick with it for a while and keep adding stuff before you really get in front of people. But for those that have made purchases, thank you very much. Everything's appreciated. Check out the show notes, and I will have some links down there for you, including a promo code to get you off to a good start on the Etsy shopping experience. It's going to give you, I forgot what I got it set up for, a good healthy percentage off your first purchase. And then all purchases over $35 get free shipping. So go check it out. More cool stuff to be added all the time, and I am starting to work on the apparel with the t-shirts and sweatshirts and that sort of thing. I can also do custom work, so if anyone wants something very specific custom made with your bird on it, or if you've seen something really cute and you would like it kind of duplicated but maybe tweaked a little bit, I've got the ability to with pretty much every font in existence and a lot of graphics. So hit me up and I'll see what I can do for you. We'll have fun with it. Yeah, it looks like the birds are chasing each other and playing with each other. That's pretty cute to watch. I don't see Zoltan really get involved in trying to play with the other birds. He'll talk to them and hang out with them, but he's really chirping and trying to impress Bug here. I guess they're having a little singing contest. It's so cute. I'm glad they're making noise where you can pick up on all the festivities. It's so much fun. Murray, oh my gosh, puberty is still underway. I guess it will be for a little while yet. And he has been calming down a little bit. I've been getting him to bed on time, getting him a good solid 12 hours of sleep, and he's doing better as far as his little bit of, hormonally charged insanity goes. Every now and then he gets a little bit of a crazy streak, and he just has to fly and get it out of his system, and he flaps all over the house and goes crazy. And he's all proud of himself. It's pretty fun to watch. So in the upcoming couple of days, this could be contingent on the weather, but I mentioned my dinosaur, oh my gosh, ancient relic computer that I'm going to have updated. So, oh goody, goody, goody. I placed an order with Mile High Parrot Supply for some new toys. I'm going to put it in the stocking stuffers for all the birdie birdies, and I'm going to go pick up from them. I had a couple other errands I needed to run up in the Denver area, so I'll be dropping my computer off with my computer guy, hitting a couple other places, and then I'm going to go see Mile High Parrot Supply. If they've got some babies, I might do an impromptu live stream with the TikTok channel. So go subscribe or follow or whatever the buzzword is over for TikTok, and then it will give you a notification when I go live. So that will be Thursday or Saturday. I'm hoping for Thursday. And then Saturday, depending on the weather, we're due to get snow. So if the weather gets a little bit iffy, I'm going to have to put it off till later. But I will probably be trying to go up north and visit a bird rescue. They are having a holiday fundraiser event. So I might be taking Bug to go have his picture taken with Santa Claus. We'll see how that works out. But here again, there's some weather going on. Unsure if they allow me to turn the camera on and give them a little bit of exposure. I will do so at that time. Otherwise, I might have to go visit them at another time when it's a little safer to drive. So the roads and the weather gets crazy out here, and then people drive even worse than crazy. So I prefer not to even go out if there's a chance that the roads are slick or unsafe. So we'll see what happens. 'Tis the season. It is winter, and snow happens in the winter. I think that's all I've really got this week. I didn't have a whole lot of material prepared simply because I have been putting in time and time and time on just trying to get the Etsy shop going and the graphic work going. But my computer, like I said, just dealing with even one image can sometimes take quite a long time. So I will be getting this problem remedied so I can get a little bit more of a move on that project. I've got a couple ideas for some books going on that might be helpful. It'll be a functional book, not just a, oh, sit down and read it and that's nice. This is going to be a book/workbook idea. So we'll see what happens with that. I got to put that together and then see if I can get the look going on. And then I got some digital download stuff that I want to provide for everyone. So that would be another way to support the show. And I might do something with memberships where if you join, I'm not going to have a whole lot of additional content as far as podcasting goes, but I might be able to come up with some. If you join as a membership, I can provide some of my digital materials or things of that nature, discounts on merchandise, whatever I can come up with. So I'm massaging that so I can offer a little bit more variety in ways to support the podcast, and we'll see what happens. I'm going to try to make this a fun place to be. Like I said, I really want to keep working at this and see how I can develop this into a functioning little universe of sorts, where I have the podcast and then maybe I can have some guests coming on. I think I've got some final prospects for some upcoming guests. Fingers crossed. Got to work out the details yet. You might be able to look forward to that coming up very soon, I hope. And then, of course, not only do I want to just sell stuff with birds on it, like t-shirts, that sort of thing, but functional things that work really well in people's lives, things that you're going to need and use anyway. So try to offer something in that way so there's some variety and it makes it a little bit more fun. I'm also branching out into more than just birds. If I find something in just the pet realm, I'm adding it to the inventory. So the name of it is Voice of the Parrot, but I'm kind of giving a voice to all of our fuzzy and feathered creatures that we like to live with and call family, right? And all of our passions in that direction. So that'll be kind of a slow ramp up, but I've got some dog stuff coming up and I got some cat stuff coming up, and we'll see what other kinds of fun critters we can add to the flock, so to speak. Anyway, let's just wrap this up, and I'll get this edited and into everybody's eardrums. We'll be back next week with probably something a little bit more, challenge. We'll find something that you guys can do at home, give you some information on it. I think I might go the way of some dietary stuff again. I see that question a lot all over the place and on Facebook posts and stuff. People just don't know where to go for answers on bird diet. And it can be very, very challenging. One thing I've noticed with Murray particularly is, oh my gosh, if you are not prepared for how picky of eaters birds can be, the challenge is real. The struggle is real. Oh my gosh. And cockatiels are crazy, crazy picky birds. So you have to stick with the diet conversion and getting them on healthy eating. And sometimes you have to stick with it for a long time and exercise a lot of patience. You'll get there. But it's like having a real finicky eater, It's a safety defense mechanism for them, for the wild. They want to make sure that anything they eat isn't going to ultimately take their life. So they go very slowly when they introduce new things into their little bubbles of existence, They take a lot of precautions when it comes to new things and inviting new things in and tasting new things and trying new things. I'll end this with a funny little silly anecdote about Murray the cockatiel. I was having some pasta the other night that had a little bit of tomato sauce on it. Wasn't anything fancy, but he was starting to get very interested in what I was eating. And he doesn't usually express a whole lot of interest in my food personally, but he was going bonkers. So I held up a little piece of pasta for him, and he inched his way towards me, and he got really brave in it. It took a few minutes, but he finally got close enough, and he stretched his neck and his beak all the way out, and he touched the tip of his tongue to the tip of the pasta, and he let out a squawk, and then he went flapping around the room a couple of laps and made a big to-do about it. And the rest of my meal was spent with Murray flying over, landing on me, and then getting brave enough to walk up, approach the dish, and then touch the very rim of the dish with his beak or his tongue, squawk, fly around the room. And you're going to find that some species of birds and some genders of birds get really animated. They put on all this drama. Male cockatiels are crazy on this level, and they really express themselves in funny ways. But oh my gosh, getting him to the point where he tasted my food, it's been months. And the first time he touches it with the tip of his tongue, he has to make a big show about it and freak out and fly around the room and then try it a few more times with all this exaggeration. It was hysterical. Oh my gosh, these little guys are so much fun. But the whole point is, it takes them a while to try new things. So stick with it and make it part of the journey, and I'll try to offer you a little bit of advice and stuff that I find out along the way. So, alright, you guys have a great week. We'll be back next week. And here again, don't forget, check out the TikTok channel, and if I can squeeze in some impromptu live stream, I will do so. And I may start trying to do a little bit of live stream on the YouTube channel as well. So don't forget to go over to the YouTube channel, follow me there, or hit subscribe, or here again, I always get all those mixed up. Subscribe, follow, click that button so you get notifications whenever I put out some content. It'll be a good time. We'll make a party of it. Right on, everyone. Have a great week. Go play with your birds. Bye-bye.